And welcome back to the Crypto Hulk Show. A great one lined up. Pretty amazing stuff that's happening in crypto, I have to admit. Major moves, major institutional moves in the news, stuff going on. Let me break it down. Let me start off with the first five, and we'll get into this. Gunnar is the first one. Danny Boy, Geo Essa is the fourth, and Thomas is the fifth one to show up. Today's show, look what we got lined up. We've got FIS and a company called Global Payments, and they're talking about a $20 billion deal that's going to help these companies make hundreds and hundreds of millions. FIS, that's a Ripple partner. FIS has a company that that's working with they have a Ripple patent. Like, this is getting so huge. I want you to see what's going on. Global financial institutions are all coming in on this. Okay, this is getting massive right here. We're going to discuss this on Crypto. That's going to be our first one. The news today on today's show is huge. It's not going to represent a price increase. Okay, I want you to understand something. It used to be to where, see, look, the amount of news. See, here's how you know something's up. With the amount of news that we have, you'd expect XRP to be like 100 to 500 bucks, hasn't it? And it just sits there. All these cryptos, they all just sit, right? The ones that don't make any sense, like a Bitcoin, how does that thing end up at, like, see, here's how you know this is all manipulation. Bitcoin, which has no use at all by any kind of institution, look, it ends up like 80 to 100,000 bucks. Institutions are not using this. I just wanted to show you that. So we're going to get into all this. So I have to change it up. The YT sent a little notification to me, and well, I have to kind of clarify things. So if you're somebody that watches the show, does not donate or whatever, maybe you're poor and this and that, what I'd like you to do is put a comment in the comment section after the show, or in any of the shows. You can go back through shows, but write the word comment in after the show, like in the comment section. That's two things I need you to do. The next thing is save this video to your favorites on YouTube. That's important. Send the videos to yourself and other people. Share them. Do that. And lastly, while you're at work, because I can't tell you to like watch, to make like a playlist and don't watch the videos. So while you're at work, working, take like 8 of my videos every day and press play on a playlist, okay? But make sure you're watching the videos at work, and that way commercials, because I can't tell people to like just put it on play and don't watch the commercials or whatever like that. So while you're at work and then you're commuting and all that shit, you should, maybe that's a 10-hour day for you. Then you can put the videos on like that, okay? So I think I probably missaid some things. So just do that. That would just be for people that are broke and can't afford to donate and stuff. That really helps the algorithm, I'm telling you, okay? So just make sure you're at work watching the show. Okay. Now let's get into the first article. This one is massive. Let me do a copy paste. Freedom Rings is at work watching the show. Okay, here's what we got. Global Payment. There's a company called Global Payments, and there's another company called FIS, and they're making billion-dollar deals, okay? Whew. Woo-wee. What we're seeing here is they're getting ready for crypto setup, everybody. That's what this is. Global Payments sold its issuer solution business to FIS. Now, let me just jump in first here. Ripple has a partner called FIS. So let me send you this article. Let me do a copy and a paste. Okay. Ripple partner FIS teams up with the clearinghouse to set up quick payments for U.S. banks. Okay, so now we know that FIS is a Ripple partner. Now, what is FIS? Let's take a little look. FIS is known as Fidelity National Information Services. Some of you have heard it as Fidelity Life Insurance, Fidelity Investments, whatever. It's the same basic thing. Now, who are they? Go to the second paragraph. FIS became the largest processing and payments company in the world. It's not Visa. It's not MasterCard. These are processing services. So this FIS is the biggest one in the world. Now, if we look under mergers, acquisitions, and divestments, go down to about 8 from the bottom. It says WorldPay. Okay. WorldPay. It shows it's worth, or it was worth, $43 billion. Okay. Now, let's look at this here. WorldPay. Look at what I'm going to send you here. WorldPay patent highlights Ripple's role in blockchain-based settlement services right here. So now we know that WorldPay is using a Ripple patent. WorldPay is owned by FIS. So now I got that out of the way. Now we read the article. We're reading an article about a company called Global Payments, and there's another company called FIS. I just showed you all about that. Now what we got here is, I'm going to make this article real small so we don't have to read it. So Global Payments is going to buy WorldPay, okay, from FIS, which is all Ripple. Global Payments wants this Ripple technology like really bad, okay? So what WorldPay is going to do is go over to Global Payments and be used for merchants. And FIS is going to buy a platform from Global Payments. And what FIS is going to do is go after institutions. So if we look at the very last paragraph, it says, Global Payments focuses entirely on merchant solutions. So that's like the stores, okay? The access points at the stores where you'd swipe your hand, you'd put your phone over the payment mechanism, okay? Global Payments is going to handle merchant solutions, while FIS is going to assume a more active role in issuer processing for financial institutions worldwide. So what we got going on is Ripple technology, in this case, is going into payments at a merchant. So you walk into Macy's, you want to buy something, you utilize crypto for that payment system there. That's where Global Payments is going to come in. They're going to use WorldPay. So that WorldPay is going to probably change names. But understand that at the merchant itself, like the store, let's say. If I go to buy something online, there's all those merchants, right? They're going to use WorldPay. And where FIS will come in is they're going to handle the big institutions. So let's say Macy's headquarters. So let's say Macy's has 100 locations in the United States. Each little Macy's store is going to have a merchant gateway, let's say. And WorldPay will be there. But FIS will handle Macy's corporation as a whole. Now, I'm not in finance, so I'm not going to dig too deep. But that's kind of what we've seen here. They're talking about numbers. They're trying to drive 150 million into this, 45 million into that, 500 million in first 12 months. Like, they're talking big numbers here, which we're not going to get into. But I just wanted to show you this article right there. That article is like showing us right now. And we've been talking about FIS, haven't we? Over the past probably 3 months. I've been showing you that Wikipedia FIS, and what is it now we're seeing? We're seeing institutions, we're seeing crypto platforms all coming together, whereas before they were all separate, huh? What we're seeing now is they're getting set up for merchant gateways, Ripple technology, Stellar. We got articles on Stellar today. You're seeing it all starting to come together. I don't care about a crypto price. I don't care about no crypto price. We're looking at what is going on in this crypto space. That's the important part. Justin Stevens, thank you very much for that tax-free donation. Thank you, Hulk, for all your research you do. We greatly appreciate you. And here's a big middle finger to all the platforms shadow banning the Hulksters. Yep. That's what they do. These platforms can't take it. They like shut off my show like 3 to 4 times an hour, make it to where people can't comment, can't donate, on. They do all these things. And all I'm doing is just showing facts. That's all I'm doing. All righty. Let's talk about Ripple becoming a broker-dealer. Oh, my God, everybody. This is massive right here. And, of course, the Ripple price won't go up. No, 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 no. God forbid that. Look right here. But let's start this article here. Let's start off with the article from April 8th. Let me do a copy and a paste. I want to show you what. I don't care. Look, I don't want you to care. If these prices ain't going up, don't trip. Just watch the news and buy the crypto, okay? Utilize the Caleb and Brown, whatever you got to do. Here's the article from April 8th. Ripple agrees to acquire what's called Prime Broker. So Ripple bought this company called Prime Broker. Ripple paid $1.25 billion in one of the largest deals in the digital asset space. Ripple will inject billions of dollars of capital to provide immediate scale and satisfy the demand for Hidden Brokers Prime Brokerage, clearing and financing platform. What do we got here? You've got Ripple. You don't like Caleb and Brown? Well, this is Hidden Roads. Do you see what Ripple's getting into? Rather than Ripple become a bank, or rather than Ripple start whatever, you just buy it. Rather than Ripple trying to figure out, okay, we got to set up a store to sell crypto to everybody, to sell XRP and this and that, or maybe to have the Ripple liquidity hub. Why don't we, as Ripple, just buy Hidden Road? That is pretty amazing. It says Ripple will inject billions of dollars of capital to provide immediate scale and satisfy the demand for Hidden Road's prime brokerage clearing and financing platform. Ripple Labs US dollar becomes the first stablecoin to enable efficient cross-margining between digital assets and traditional markets, reinforcing its position as a premium enterprise-grade stablecoin. Oh, see what's going on now? They're trying to get the Ripple Labs USD stablecoin, buying it and selling it as if it were XRP. Hidden Road to migrate post-trade activity across the XRP ledger, demonstrating its potential as the go-to blockchain for institutional DeFi. What I'm seeing here is, look, Bitcoin is like a threat to the dollar, right? Okay. But Ripple is using the US dollar stablecoin. So actually, they're using the US dollar. And now that Ripple has control, well, the XRP Ledger Foundations in France and everything, but Ripple can utilize the XRP Ledger because they have on-ramps and off-ramps to the ledger. They're going to use the US dollar to do all this. San Francisco and New York. Here's the article. Ripple, the leading provider of digital asset infrastructure for financial institutions, today announced it is acquiring Hidden Road, representing one of the largest deals in the crypto space. With this acquisition, Ripple becomes the first crypto company to own and operate a global multi-asset broker. Everybody, Ripple becomes the first crypto company to operate and become a broker, like Caleb and Brown. Hidden Road is one of the fastest growing prime brokers around the world, offering institutions, so not you and me, not you and me. Institutions can get a one-stop shop of advanced services, including clearing, prime brokerage, and financing across foreign exchange. For the crypto industry to achieve the next phase of growth, it's critical that core infrastructure is in place. For what? Institutional adoption. I got to read that thing again. For the crypto industry to achieve the next phase of growth, Ripple has to do this, okay? This is so massive, this article right here. Together, Ripple and Hidden Road are bringing the promise of digital assets to who? Institutional customers. Bridging, oh my God, bridging traditional finance and DeFi. Hidden Road has a strong business, clearing $3 trillion annually across with more than 300 top institutional customers. Oh man, this is something else. Now let's go to today's article. Here's the article from today. Oh, wait a minute there. Hold on a minute. Arthur L. gave 5 people memberships. You got Crypto Cuddy, Cars and Crypto, Lock 'em Up, Ta, Daryl. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Daryl makes 5 people. Arthur L. gave a membership to. Then we got Broseph says, thanks for that donation, tax-free. I don't just believe RippleNet and ODL will be widely adopted. I believe the secret sauce, XRP, will inevitably become as indispensable as paper plates at a party, getting real since 2014. let's take a look at this article from today. Hidden Road receives FINRA approval for broker-dealer license. Hidden Road Partners has secured approval for the financial industry FINRA to operate as a broker-dealer. So Hidden Road had to contact FINRA, which is the Financial Industry Regulatory Authority, and they gave Ripple and Hidden Road the green light. This approval enables Hidden Road to expand its recently launched fixed income prime brokerage platform, which currently includes fixed income repo and global funding. As a broker dealer, oh my God, the global credit network will now be able to provide new and existing institutional clients with a full suite of regulatory compliant prime brokerage, clearing, and financing services. Ripple got all the permission. They're done. We will be able to bring our technology-driven fixed income service, offering an expanded universe of institutional clients. Whoa. Hidden Road is looking to expand its capacity to service its pipeline and become one of the largest non-bank prime brokers globally. This deal is expected to close in the coming months, subject to regulatory approvals. So there it is right there. They got FINRA approval. So I don't know what other kinds of approvals they need to get because they already got FINRA's approval to do this. So maybe they contact the SEC or something, or I don't know. That's not my area of specialty. But it says here, talks about regulatory approvals. So I don't know who they got to add in here, the DTCC or something, or I don't know. But what I do know is in the next few months, this will all be official. I mean, it's already official, but they have to have other regulators give it the okay. So that's pretty shocking because there's no other crypto company that's doing this at all. So here's what's going to happen. People are going to say this. Oh, well, the XRP is still at $2. This doesn't mean anything at all. Those are very short-sighted people. Because what we're talking about here, is how Ripple is coming in for institutes. See, look, I want to tell you something. This whole XRP Las Vegas thing and all that, Ripple's not for you and me, okay? New people, Ripple is for institutions, not retail. Ripple is for corporations, not for people like you and me going to Ripple Las Vegas or XRP Las Vegas trying to, I don't know what people are trying to do by going there. Like, I don't know why a person like me is going to sit in a room with institutional investors because I'm not a corporation. I'm not using Ripple technology, and this whole thing's ridiculous. I mean, I guess if you want to learn about the payment system or whatever, but it's like XRP is not designed for you and me. So this whole thing is, oh, we're in the XRP army. No, you're not. The only people in an XRP army are institutional people. Do you not get this? There is no XRP army unless you own a bank or something like that. Those are the people who use XRP. So just wanted to put that out there. They need to add OPP approval, says Stephen Morris. And then Ta says, love you, Crypto Hulk. Best channel I've ever watched. Thank you very much for that donation. It is a great channel. It's just based on facts. I mean, you're lucky right now. You can get the XRP. And we got Caleb and Brown. So we've got institutional custody. Just like the banks, All these banks, they're utilizing, 1,800 financial institutions, 1,800 banks around the world use Caleb and Brown. That's why I'm partnered up with them, okay? Scrim de la Creme, thank you very much for the tax-free. It says here, he says, Hulk, it's one thing to add Caleb Brown as a sponsor. And we're back again. YT turned off the channel. Scrim de la Creme says, Hulk, it's one thing to add Caleb Brown as a sponsor. It's another level kind of appreciation that you dedicate a show allowing us to ask questions. You keep it real, and we appreciate you not being a digital dildo. Wow. That is true. I mean, look, I learn each time Caleb Brown comes on, I learn more. So I'm not an expert. They're brokers, right? What I do is I research and I show you the evidence I find. That's what my show is. So let's go to the next article. Stellar. So if you got XLM, or if you want to get XLM, go to Caleb Brown and buy it. I'm going to show you about Stellar. Some of you guys have Stellar. Stellar blockchain sees 3 billion of real-world assets coming on chain in 2025. The Stellar blockchain has made new partnerships with Paxos, Ondo, Etherfuse, and SG Forge. That's Societe Generale. Listen what's going on. So Stellar wants to get in on the tokenization game, okay? The Stellar Development Foundation is aiming for a 10x increase in the value of real-world assets held on its chain compared with last year. What do we got? Stellar wants to go up 1,000%. Stellar wants to increase 1,000% the crypto that's tokenized from last year. 10 times. Now, Stellar already has a relationship with Franklin Templeton. We know that's an investment company. One of the biggest in the world. Franklin Templeton runs on Stellar. Wisdom Tree, also. Paxos is working with Stellar. Ondo, Etherfuse, and Societe Generale. Let's focus on Ondo here for a minute, working on Stellar. Look, all these crypto companies, Ripple, Stellar, these other ones, they've got public blockchains and they got private ones, okay? We are not able to see the private blockchains. This is where your faith, you having faith as a person, you watch my program, you hear the news that I have, but you don't see a price increase right away. Maybe I've been waiting for 5 years. A $3 XRP or whatever, to me, that's not a price increase. For me, a price increase, $1,000 XRP, $5,000. To me, that's a price increase. This $50 XRP, $100, hey, that would be nice, but still, I ain't getting rich off that, okay? However long it takes, I guess I got to wait. So we just learned that here's something I didn't really know. Stellar is working with Ondo. Now, from what we know on this channel, Ondo is working with BlackRock. Now, BlackRock is worth, in holdings they have, $12 trillion. Right here, Ondo Finance is working with BlackRock. And if you look at this article here, and if you go down below the ads, it shows BUIDL, B-U-I-D-L. What is this? Ondo is a crypto. You can buy it, Caleb and Brown. And BlackRock is using them. But Ondo runs into a problem because it's Ethereum based. So it's not interoperable. So what Ondo had to do, and this here's the next article. What Ondo had to do is link up with a company with a crypto called Axelar, AXELAR. That's a crypto along with Ondo. That's for sale on Caleb and Brown. So now Ondo has an interoperability factor, and BlackRock is able to make millions and billions of dollars. Well, there's an issue because Axelar is a Ripple partner. Wow. Hold on a minute. Scrim de la Creme says, YouTube only put me in timeout 3 times after my donation. Log in and out 3 times. Let's run it back. And FYT for all the deep dives, Hulk. I know they got all butt hurt. YT is getting all butt hurt because you guys are commenting. They sent me some notice. It says I can't be, not that I do, but they tell me I can't tell people to like do, I don't know, fake viewership. So look, for every show, like it's working. I told you that shit's working. The algorithm thing, oh, it's totally working. Just all the things I said, that increases the algorithm. When you put a comment in the top chat, as long as it just says comment, you've commented. After the show, write the word comment in. That's your comment. You're legally allowed to do that. Like this show is your favorite. Go into after the show, you're done watching it, save it to your favorites on YT. That's your choice. I can tell you to do that. That's fine. Make a playlist or send a bunch of my videos to your friends or your own email. You know, maybe you want to keep copies of it. That's your right to do. That's not fake engagement. That's you liking these videos and wanting to share it to your own email. So you got a copy of it. And then lastly, when you're at work watching my show or you're working away and you're just listening to your headphones for 8 hours a day, have a playlist. I think 8 hours would be max. Don't make no 50-hour playlist or nothing. That would be, I don't think you're listening or watching my show and the commercials by doing that. So just make sure while you're at work, listening to my show for 8 or 10 hours a day, because you got to commute. And that would be good enough. You know, you're watching my show or you're listening to it and then you hear the commercials. You could set a playlist for that. That's not artificial viewership or whatever. So they're getting really butthurt about that because the numbers, I'm telling you, it's working. So if you're somebody who doesn't have any money, then please do that because it does help the program. Okay. All righty then. But yeah, the YouTube goes after this Scrim de la Creme because YT's getting all butthurt that they're not getting shit. These donations, YT doesn't get shit. Okay. New to crypto. Thanks very much for that. Says late fee. Oh, you were late. Bill Quackenbush, thank you very much for the tax-free donation there, buddy. Justin Steven, thank you very much. Says suck a fat one, YT. Okay. So I showed you here, we're dealing with Stellar and Ondo, and I've showed you that Ripple and Axelar are partners right there. So Ripple's tied in with Axelar and the Ondo, but I've always told you, and I said I think it was yesterday, that, whoa, holy shit. Scrim de la Creme Damn, what was that, like $300 or something? Here we are back again, Crypto Hawk Show, with YouTube turning off my program for like the second or third time in 35 minutes. Scrim comes back with another fat donation. It says, third time is a charm, running it back 3 times just because FYT. Dang. They always do that shit, man. This platform is so scared of this channel, I'm telling you. I think, this YouTube thing is like fucking bogus. So here we got Stellar. Now, Stellar has a bridge. It's called ALBridge, ALLBRIDGE. I don't know if that's a crypto. One of you guys, I think, told me that it is a crypto. Like, I don't know if you can buy it anywhere. Can one of you guys check? Type in, is ALBridge a crypto? Or go to like CoinMarketCap. Let me do that. CoinMarketCap. Ultra Stellar. Someone says Ultra Stellar is a crypto. I know. Okay, I'm going to go to CoinMarketCap. I'm going to type in ALBridge. Oh, dang. It is a crypto. Holy shit. It's 8 cents. So ALBridge, you guys can buy. Let me click on it. Oh, here's where it's sold. ApeSwap, Polygon, Uniswap, Orca, and KCEX. Those are the exchanges where it's at. ApeSwap. That seems. Then Uniswap. So I guess you got to like swap it or something. You buy Polygon and then swap it into ALBridge, and then Tangem has it ALBridge. Okay, so if you guys have Tangem, you can get ALBridge, like a Tangem wallet. So you can buy ALBridge from there. And ALBridge is showing at 8 cents. Someone said Ultra Stellar. Let me take a look. I'm not seeing Ultra Stellar on CoinMarketCap, but the ALBridge one pops up. Let's see. Maxine knows how to swap. Oh my God, you guys are disgusting. So Solar Nodded says Ultra and then no. So yeah, I guess if you get, now somebody's saying it, so I'm not telling you to do it. If you go to Tangem, you can buy, I think, ALBridge or something, or you can swap on Coinbase Wallet. Somebody says, Cable Guy says you can swap. Okay. Scrim de la Creme says, I got chat, no Hulk. I assume I'm missing his show. Oh, Ultra Stellar is called Y and then XLM. Let me take a look. Y. Yep. It looks like you're going to have Tether to buy it. Oh, but that's on Pancake Swap. And then it says YXLM is not verified by CoinMarketCap. So, yeah, those are kind of sketchy. I bought Albridge on Phantom Wallet. You can swap Stellar on Stellar Term. Scrim de la Creme says, LOL, I've been banned. Dang, they really get this platform they get their feelings hurt so bad when people actually try to do shit in their own way to help this channel, then this platform starts freaking out like it can't handle it. Then they got to start doing illegal shit, kicking people off or doing all this stuff. That's pretty sad. Albridge, current price 8 cents. All-time high is $11.20. All-times low is 6 cents. Yeah, probably when it first came out, and then after that, it just dumped. Yeah. Solar Nodded is saying, commies added again, FYT. Stu knows, look, anybody who's like, and I even think whales will definitely get jammed up by YT. Anything like a whale donation, but even I think smaller people get it too. Like I had a family member who could not donate like even $5 to that was somebody I know, a family. So, and they were all they were trying to do was like either talk or donate like $5 just to try it. It wouldn't let them. It like jammed them up. So, man, okay. We've got, so there's your Stellar connection. I'm not going to really tell you to buy the Solar Nodded said, this channel is far too accurate for YT's liking. Oh, that's true. They can't handle this at all. That's pretty clear. So I'm not going to tell you to buy the Stellar, Ultra Stellar thing. Albridge. But you're seeing right there, it's true now. You got the Stellar articles showing us Stellar's mixed in with all this Ethereum stuff. So with the Albridge, if Caleb Brown gets like Albridge or something, then I would consider buying it. It's just because they have it. I'm just going to stay away from like the pancake swap stuff and all that. Okay, we're back again after YouTube disconnected the program. Last article, MoneyGram. We've seen massive news today. The big corporations all coming in. These big corporations all getting ready for crypto. That's what I'm seeing right here. They're using private wallets. You will not see this tokenization they're doing. You won't see it. All of a sudden, what I truly believe might happen is they can take certain transactions that are on the private ledger right now, some of them, and shift them right over. Okay. They're not going to do everything. So they're still going to have a private ledger, but you can take all this tokenization because you have to. If you're going to tokenize things, you need it to get regulated, right? So guess what? The regulators need to see it. And when they see it, guess what? We're going to see it. So here's what I believe. This is just what I believe. Right now, these corporations, Stellar and all the others, they're talking about tokenizing, right? But we're not seeing it going on, all of it going on the ledgers, on their different ledgers. So what I believe is there's a private ledger. They're doing all this on. And before they get regulatory approval, they're going to have to show the regulators all this stuff. And then at some point, because you can't hide it all. I mean, certain things like this has to be public knowledge. Like JP Morgan goes to do something, they've got to tell the world, they've got to have it in a quarterly report or a yearly report for the stockholders and shareholders and all that. So you can't hide this stuff. If you're going to tokenize real world things, you've got to show it. So I think what's going to happen is when at some point, the regulators are going to come into, let's say, Ripple, investigate all the shit they're doing, and then they put it on a blockchain for the public. That's how the price goes from $2 XRP to maybe $1,000. Okay. You're not seeing it right now. Until we have global tokenization and real world regulation, that shit's going to be private. You'll see. All of a sudden, like that, bam, goes on the public blockchain, regulations are announced, and everybody's a millionaire. Okay. Because look, if they're tokenizing right now in public, you and me, like I could get a chimp, like a monkey, and say, look, invest in that. Like if XRP is $2 today, right? And it goes to $3 tomorrow, right? And then it goes to $4 the next day, $5 the next day, $6 the next day, $7. Do you see where we're going here? And it goes 8, 9, 10, 11. It doesn't take more than a chimpanzee of investment skill to be like, you know what? XRP's gone up $1 every day for the past 3 weeks. Fuck, I think I'm going to invest in it. Or if XRP just goes up $1 every day for the next 3 months, you're going to have everybody investing in XRP. It's not going to take a fucking genius to figure this shit out, right? Okay. So that's where the private ledgers come in. So you can't see what they're doing until it's too late. Maxine Waters, holy God. Maxine Waters, in honor of Scrim de la Creme. Dang. So now Maxine Waters is going to probably get jammed up by YT. Because now she just became a target. So I'm going to see what happens. If the commenting ability gets shut down or whatever, I'm just kind of curious now. But it's like, do they really have to do this to this channel? Like, I'm just wondering, like, what's the problem? Maxine Waters, ain't that something? Cable Guy says Fiat leak shows XRP being bought around the planet. Stu Lavelle says, oh my God, it's the real Maxine. I strongly doubt that. Maxine's in the house. Oh my God. Oh my God. We're over here laughing. While YouTube keeps fucking with the channel, we're just like laughing at them. Very interesting. Okay, last article here. Maxine is showing some leg. That's going to make me sick. I don't even want to think about that. All right, focus. I'm going to have to watch Pornhub for about 2 minutes to get rid of all this Maxine Waters crap in my head. People are like, what the hell? Maxine, oh my God, now you got me saying Maxine's name, and I'm trying to read off an article. Oh, gosh. I need to drink some water. Hold on. Get that. MoneyGram. Here's your article. MoneyGram launches pay-by-bank partnership with Plaid. I want you to see again. These companies are consolidating. The crypto platform of Plaid is now joining the MoneyGram platform. And we have a little surprise. Who's a MoneyGram partner? Okay. Payment network MoneyGram says it has launched a partnership with Plaid. The collaboration announced Thursday today lets MoneyGram customers in the United States use Plaid's technology to help authenticate their bank accounts. Oh my God. You see, I told you how this is going down. You'll have fintech companies who will become banks. You'll have fintech companies join up with banks. You'll have a fintech company like a MoneyGram join a company that's like a money service business. And we're seeing all these. Then you got Ripple joining with Ondo and BlackRock. We're seeing all this stuff take place. Earlier, we read Fidelity is mixing with the other company, okay? So these multi-billion-dollar deals are happening right in front of us. The MoneyGram network moves money for over 50 million customers each year. The partnership with Plaid expands our global capabilities to deliver faster, more secure payments for our customers. It's a clear step forward in our mission to make cross-border payments seamless, affordable, and secure for everyone. The pay-by-bank solution connects Plaid's network of thousands of banks and credit unions. So Plaid is linked in, even though Plaid's not a bank, Plaid is linked into banks, okay? And MoneyGram wants to get into the banking system, but maybe for some reason it can't, or it's too expensive. Then you get a MoneyGram and hook up with Plaid, and then now you got access to banks. This is what we're seeing. Oh, there's a whole lot of this going on. Every day now, it's this company joins that one, and they're working with 2 or 3 cryptos. It looks to me like they're getting set up for something. The pay-by-bank solution connects Plaid's network of thousands of banks and credit unions, pairing that company's instant account verification with MoneyGram's compliance and anti-fraud systems. Let me turn that off. Of that group, consumers who earn $100,000 or more per year were more inclined to embrace pay by bank. Now let's look here. MoneyGram hooks up with MasterCard. This happened like, how many days ago? 2 weeks ago. Look what we got going on right here. So this is starting to get very interesting right here. Plaid is a payment system that's hooked up to banks, and you can put your bank account information in there. But now we got MoneyGram and MasterCard on April 2nd, like 2 weeks ago. MoneyGram and MasterCard collaborate to advance digital money movement. That's a pretty big move, but guess what? MasterCard's a Ripple partner. This is getting like extremely large. These business connections, all in the past 2 weeks. So there's so much stuff going on. Look right here. MasterCard partners with Ripple. Swipe your debit card to use XRP. There you go. MoneyGram. So basically, in the past 2 weeks, MoneyGram linked up with these companies. Plaid, MasterCard, God knows who else. Like, it seems kind of fast. Like, there's something picking up. This is what I'm noticing in the news. Like, this bam, 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 bam. All these companies are hooking up. And if you're not a bank, you're going to hook up with somebody who has a bank stuff. Like, this is what's going on. I think something's coming. I think maybe something with the stablecoin laws. I think they're going to go. And in order to, this is what I'm just guessing. I don't know, but from doing this show for 5 years, I haven't seen this much activity in the past 2 weeks. Like, something is up. My opinion only is that I think there's some kind of stablecoin bill or whatever it is, crypto bill of some kind getting ready to pass because they're just hooking up way too fast. You got MoneyGram just hooked up with Plaid and MasterCard all within less than 2 weeks. Yeah, almost less than 2 weeks. They just busted a move and got 2 partnerships. You don't get any bigger than like MasterCard, but MasterCard's not a bank. So then you hook up with Plaid to get the bank access. Something's going on. I don't know if in the late summer or back to fall again, but there's something is being set up. There's a lot of movement now. Ripple just became a broker. Like, oh my God. So something's going on. And that article with Ripple and Hidden Road talked about the stable coin, Ripple Labs US dollar, right? So there's my belief, my bet is something with the stable coin laws are getting ready to get passed. So these rich corporations, they know the time to hook up with a bank or something like that is right now. Because when this thing goes, if you're not hooked up, you're out of business. That's what I'm seeing. There's way too much bank activity, too many people, too many companies joining other companies all of a sudden now. Like they're getting ready, they're getting all their regulations lined up and this and that to go for something. Anyhow, that's what I'm seeing. If you're not hooked up, you're out of luck. Hooked up like a tow truck. That's what I'm seeing. It's just not possible. All these are hooking up like this. You watch. I'm going to make a show for tomorrow morning. I'm going to end this episode here because we're almost at 1 hour. And I'm going to put together a show for 7 a.m. Here we are back at Crypto Hulk Show again. 3rd or 4th time, YT decides to shut the program off. And we're back, says Jersey Kathy. So, yeah, I got to work on a show for the morning. And I wouldn't be surprised if there's more business connections. They just keep happening. So that's telling me regulations are coming. Look, shit, a month ago, nobody's hooking up a month ago. I've been doing the show for 5 years. I don't remember like a month ago, maybe in the past month. Okay, 3 months ago. I'm not reading nothing like this. 2 months ago, maybe a little. Now we got tokenization. Every show now is tokenization. 3 to 6 months ago, I didn't hear shit about tokenization. Something is being set up. They are starting to get hooked up a little bit too fast. Okay. I'm like today. I mean, my voice ain't gonna last, but I got articles. I could have made this a 2-hour show and just keep busting through articles. If there's that much today, I saved 12 videos, 12 articles I saved, and I use about 3 to 4 on the show. I got another 8 more lined up. Like, I'm like, holy shit, look at all these connections. Like, I haven't seen it this much. So they're definitely getting ready for something. That means I don't know how cheap these prices are going to stay low. I mean, there's good and bad, everybody. When the crypto takes off, we're priced out. Hate to say it. I think we're being set up to get rich, says Mark. Yeah. We're getting set up for something massive. It's coming. That's why they're all hooking up. Banks are hooking up with crypto companies. Crypto companies want to try to find a bank because the banks want to sell it, right? But the banks don't know what to do. The fintech companies know what they're doing, but they're not banks. So they can't actually sell certain things. They don't have licenses. Like if you're crypto, hey, some of the cryptos we talk about might end up being securities. So a fintech company can't really sell its crypto if the government determines it's a security, right? So it's just all the stuff. That's why I'm saying it's all coming together. Anyhow, I'm going to go find some news for tomorrow, and I'll see y'all in the next broadcast.